Thank you. With the U.S. diplomats in the region, Mr. Hochstein in Lebanon and the Secretary of State in Saudi Arabia now before Israel, do you believe there is a chance now for the ceasefire to be back on the table? And do you believe that with the demise of Mr. Sinwar and Hassan Nasrallah, you have better chances or worse chances for somebody to negotiate with?
The ceasefire you're talking about, I'm assuming, is with Gaza.
I mean, you have Lebanon and you have Gaza,
Yeah.
implementation 1701 and in Gaza.
I mean, look, the short answer to your question, Nadia, is yes, and we wouldn't be engaged in these diplomatic efforts if we didn't think there was still an opportunity here to get a ceasefire for Gaza that brings the hostages home and increases humanitarian assistance, and certainly a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. And as for the implication that the deaths of the two leaders, Nasrallah and Sinwar, as President Biden said last week, that does open up, we believe should open up an opportunity to try to get there. But I don't want to sound too sanguine here. I'll let Secretary Blinken speak for his travels. He's still on the road. He talked about it a little bit today, that they had good constructive conversations, specifically with respect to Gaza while he was in Israel. But there's still a lot of work before us.
Okay, and one more quickly. The number of civilians killed in Gaza was 779 in the last 20 days, especially in Jabalia. And the total number is 100,000 between the dead and the wounded. 90% of Gaza is destroyed. Does the U.S. still believe that Israel's strategy in Gaza is working? And do you still support it?
We still support Israel's right and responsibility to defend itself against these threats, including the continued threat of Hamas. And we still urge Israel to be mindful, ever mindful, of civilian casualties and the damage to civilian infrastructure. And we're going to continue to work with them to that end.